We left Reading early in the morning, got into the train, and I discussed the idea with my friend, and I joined my friend in Swindon. We were together in the station at the station, and then got into the train for Cardiff. After almost 1 hour, we arrived in Cardiff and then headed towards the venue where the event was going to take place. It was Clayton Hotel. At Clayton Hotel, during lunchtime, we stood in the queue and I took the vegetarian food. After I finished my first round of food, then I decided why not to double check whether I can find halal food. I asked a person and she informed me, to my utter surprise, all the food is halal, including chicken and beef. And I was over the moon. And I tried chicken as well as beef. After finishing after the event finished, then we headed towards city center. I advised my friends that they can go back if they want, but they insisted that we can just walk around and then go back together. But I told them that I had decided, and for that reason my ticket is a bit late and it is non-flexible. I will be roaming around. And then I explored city center as much as I could, including University of South Wales, Cardiff campus, Cardiff city centre, Cardiff market, Cardiff University, Cardiff Castle. And then I was keeping an eye on my watch, on my mobile. I did realize my battery was about to die, and then I headed towards back to the station. When I arrived at the station, I did realize, due to severe flooding at the Severn tunnel, the train is going to be delayed. And one of my co-passengers, she was very upset for the delay. She asked me how long is it going to take. I expressed my opinion that because of some unforeseen circumstances it is going to be delayed, and reason is understandable. For safety reasons they have delayed the train, and train arrived at 6:20. However, train was being diverted to a different route, understandably, and now instead of going to Bristol Parkway from Newport, train was supposed to go via a different route from Newport to Gloucester, and then instead of Bristol Parkway, train was to stop in Swindon, and the passengers had to travel back to Bristol Parkway. When I got into the train, one window seat was vacant. I got onto the seat, and my co-passenger was a Japanese professor. She was physics professor at Cardiff University, and we had very nice discussion. I asked her a couple of interesting questions about astrophysics, and to my utter surprise, she informed me while answering my question that sometimes astronomical bodies can and while answering my question, she informed me that some of the astronomical bodies can hit the ground, fall onto the earth, and they can cause damage. I asked her, can you give me an example? She said, extinguishment of dinosaurs was the result when an astronomical body hit the earth, fell on earth, and dinosaurs were extinguished. Later on, I asked her, does she have interest in traveling? She answered me, yes, but mostly she has been traveling for her work purposes. Then I asked her which countries she had explored thus far. She responded, mostly Chile, Hawaii, and few other places. Because they are telescopes, I asked her any special reason for the presence of telescopes in Chile. She said the terrain favors because it's a very dry terrain and desert, and the presence of desert, it creates a convenient and favorable environment for telescopes to operate. And then I asked her how much one telescope can cost. She said a good, really a good telescope can cost up to $10 billion. And I was stunted. Later on, because train was a bit slow, I tried to explain to her the reasoning because it's on a different route. So train is a bit slow because there must be a train ahead of our train. For that reason, this train has to slow down. And then we had nice conversation about Japan, Pakistan. I asked her about the crime rate in Japan. She informed me something really interesting. That in Japan, instead of policing, the reasoning behind decreased crime rate is in case somebody is indulging in some crime, then socially it is not considered something good, and people will tend to avoid interacting with that criminal element. And for that reason, society strongly discourages crime. And I was really impressed and appreciated Japanese culture of disowning, condemning, and criticizing crime at, at societal level. And for that reason, I believe we can observe, feel Japan is much safer, and that's what she expressed her opinion. What really inspired me about Japanese professor was the fact she did her PhD doctorate from University of Tokyo and then came to the UK to pursue her profession. Not just that, she has also been researcher at University of Queen's University Belfast. Other than that, she has been visiting lots of countries for study purposes. And then I was telling her that she is a source of inspiration. Every now and then, I'm coming across something interesting where people are inspiring me. I get inspiration from people around me over here. She asked me the reasoning. I told her, keeping in view the fact that she is from Japan, now she is a professor at the University of Cardiff, one of the prestigious university, and I can see the hard work, years of hard work and efforts must be behind that. And then she did manage to teach at such a prestigious university, and I was really inspired and impressed. And she thanked me, and then this discussion went on. until the time we arrived in Swindon. And later on, the professor said, now she will have to get into another train from Reading, the train which will be heading towards Gatwick Airport, because she stays in Surrey with her husband, who is also a researcher. And then I went on to say that it seems to be a very good combination because both of them belong to academia. And she gave a very good smile. This conversation went on until we arrived in Reading. One thing really struck me. Few days earlier, I was watching a video where someone was strongly emphasizing that we should be traveling. We need to save some money and spend on traveling. It will open up new horizons. It will familiarize us with different things we may not have imagined. We will be discovering something new. And very true, my today's experience was a bit different than usual. I got very different new perspectives, and when we get different and new perspectives, it aids more value to our understanding of our surroundings, understanding about different human beings, and then we can become more humble and kind and appreciate the nature, beauty, and everything that we have. And finally, we arrived in Reading, and we bid farewell to each other.